So today is something different, or should I say tonight, at least for part of this weekend. Um, Something different that I wanted to bring to the table with this game. And to be open, there's not enough people talking about the game, so I wanted to come out with something a little bit bigger. Something bigger than the character requests, and I'm still going to be continuing that series in the universe packs that I came up with. But there's something bigger that I came up with as far as this game, and we need more modes. Why not a single player mode with all these characters displayed on the screen that can feature them? And I'm sure most people, before they even get ready to watch the full video, would say, well, most of the characters we still have missing characters that are not in the game, which is perfectly fine, even if missing characters are people that are not included. It doesn't have to be every single character. And just going as far as those older Nickelodeon games and more, those those other games that we play, or you guys play, at least I haven't, at least from the PS2, the GameCube, and more, that feature certain heroes. They didn't have all those characters that were featured in the story. They didn't have every sort of Nickelodeon show featured. But this is the game that can probably has the potential to do it. Let's get some of these characters together for a single player experience, not the arcade, because the arcade is a little bit too short. I think personally it could be a little bit better, but I came up with my own list of ideas, and everything I'm going to talk about is going to be in the description for this brand new story mode ideas and villains that I want to feature. And I'm not going to put everybody, I didn't put every single character out there, because it would have dragged on and on for this particular video. So I'm not sure how long this will be for today, but I wanted to bring out something different outside of um, just the characters themselves, outside of the things that they could do from moveset. But this story mode, let's get to the main. I would like to have this in the extras category because it's something extra to be able to play. This playlist only has the gallery, the moves, and the jukebox, and the replays, and then the credits if you want to click on those. But there's nothing else that really is being offered in this particular playlist. Add more. If it's extras, let's get extra with some kind of new mode, some kind of new modes or game modes to be able to be featured into this game. And there's not much to really go about, because you have the arcade, just like I mentioned. It's too short. You only play a couple stages, and then you're not really unlocking anything but a profile icon of that character. You're not unlocking a new character. You're not getting any other rewards. So that's what I'm going to be talking about for this video: rewards and how this story mode can really play out, as my little idea for today. So just to run through it to get it started, I thought, why not have the villains of the Nickelodeon universe join forces to conquer the world? And it might sound similar to Nicktoons Unite. I never played it, but I was just doing some research on that game plot, on the plot of the story, of course, without looking at spoilers. Well, too much spoilers, because I want to play that game too someday. But iconic villains from each show represented in All-Star Brawl. Let's bring up the roster, so this will definitely help me go through it and be able to have everything on display. It also could be a battle mode, but in the battle playlist. But let's put in the extras so it spices up the play value for the game. But just to continue, iconic villains from each individual show in different universe, and even with missing DLC, they can be in it too. But I'm gonna get to that in just a little while. But just to run you guys through it, I came up with some kind of idea for this new story mode. So each show of villains or antagonist characters represented in All-Star Brawl, and each different realm that needs saving. For example, see, we got top left, Bikini Bottom, the streets of New York for Ninja Turtles, or basically the Bikini Bottom from SpongeBob's universe. You got the streets of New York from Ninja Turtles. We're gonna go there. Let's go down there, go out down there to the New York. We're going down to Bikini Bottom. We're gonna see what's up down there. It's gonna be different realms that's gonna be in trouble. And then You know, some of our newest characters, for example, Genie Wakeman, we going down to Tremorton or Tremorton. See what I'm saying? We gonna go there, and then we'll probably head down into the Go Zone for Danny Phantom, or in his world, I forgot the little particular setting, but we'll go into the world of the Go Zone to battle all these villains, help out Danny Phantom. See what I'm saying? And they all can help one another. But see what I'm saying? It might sound similar to Nicktoons Unite, but it's gonna be a lot different. I think it'll be an extra upgrade because it's not about 4 characters. SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, and Timmy Turner. It's gonna be other characters getting involved from these different shows. So it's not gonna be limited to 4 different worlds. We're going beyond with different realms to be represented in this game. Just again, they don't have to get every single character in the game. It can still be a story mode that's playable, but they can expand on it with individual updates. See what I'm saying? With new content, playable storylines, and certain scenarios. So I'm gonna throw that out there right now. Now, the game mode name that I came up with, I don't know what y'all think about these names, but I came up with Nicktoons Evil Takeover or The Dark Order. So that'll be something cool to really I just try to make it sound cool at least. Might be a silly name, maybe it sounds too plain, I'm not too sure, but they can call it anything. Just some kind of story mode with DLC, story mode DLC that can be playable, or it could be under a paid DLC where you have to buy it $6.79.99 for a mode and you get to play as those different characters. But I'm going to get to that in just a little bit with this particular mode. But I came up with Nicktoons Evil Takeover or The Dark Order for this particular story mode. And just a little idea to add on to it, this particular story mode is going to include missing playable characters. So you don't get that. Watch. Missing playable characters exclusive to the single player mode, such as Timmy Turner, Donatello, Raphael, and Jimmy Neutron. See what I'm saying? So when in the realm of New York, for example, we'll go over down to the Teenage Mutant or TMNT. You could play as Leonardo if you want. You could play as Michelangelo if you want. You could play as April O'Neil, but he's not going to be playable because he's going to be one of the villains that you bite. You fight for the I said you bite. Yeah, bite Shredder. It's like SpongeBob. But the Ninja Turtles, you got April, and then you're gonna also exclusive. See how we don't have Donatello and Raphael? Those characters are going to be playable exclusively to the Dark Order story DLC or the Nicktoons Evil Takeover or Nicktoons Takeover story DLC. So even though they're not part of the roster, you can still play as Donatello and Raphael exclusively in this special mode. And characters that are very tough in the stretch or reach or whatever you want to call it, Timmy Turner is going to be in it. Jimmy Neutron is going to be playable in this exclusive story mode. From my personal idea, even though those characters are missing, we don't have all the characters. So what? They can make it special, that mode special, and upgrade its play value to inspire the player to come back, buy the game back, rebuy the game, re-download the game, or buy the game for the first time and get into it because of this mode. Because of this special mode, you're going to be able to play as those characters that you always wanted that are still missing in this game. Even though they're not part of the roster, you can still be able to play as those characters in this exclusive playable mode. Maybe they can get something set up for that, for like a special idea and a special deal for these characters to be featured in this particular mode. So when in the realm of New York, you can just play as the other 2 turtles. They can be selected, potentially unlockable in a challenge mode. See what I'm saying? So you can play as Raphael, and maybe you can probably unlock him as a little special surprise, or maybe completing it on a harder difficulty. You can probably unlock Donatello and Raphael and fight them separately, one-on-one with one of the turtles, or maybe a certain challenge mode to really be, or a challenging difficulty in the story mode to be able to unlock Donatello and Raphael. But just again, even if they're not unlockable, you can still be able to play as those characters, those 2 turtles that are missing in this game, and those other characters and more that people want to see. They can put them in this special mode to get people wanting to play this game again. So just to expand and explain a little bit, I came up with not just being a single player mode. It's going to have co-op story mode, so it can also be played offline and online. So you can play with your friends, someone that you recently got to know and connect with. And if you're looking for somebody to run, someone, you see how people say, anybody want to run the story, you can run the Dark Order with somebody with co-op on a harder difficulty if you're having trouble, because it's going to be a lot of different characters and just different fights and more. Different scenarios and situations. So I came up with a co-op story to make it a cooperative play, maybe one to four people. So you can have a SpongeBob character, you can have a character from Ninja Turtles, you can have an Avatar character. So you're gonna get that. You can have Danny Phantom, Ninja Turtle, one of the Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob, and Aang, or Toph, somebody from the Avatar universe, and Jenny. One or the other of those that consists of the 4-player multiplayer, or it can go up to 2 players if they want to just cut it down. And when you play this story mode, or My Dark Order, or Nicktoons Takeover, more like it, you can unlock achievements or trophies, so additional trophies to make the mode even more playable and rewarding. So if you're a trophy hunter or you're an achievement hunter, just to pay tribute to those who are trophy hunters and actively getting trophies and achievements in these different games and more. Some people got this game for PlayStation Plus to trophy hunt. See what I'm saying? So you come out with this mode, they can make a mode like this and add even more additional trophies and more of a bigger challenge to get those trophies. So new rewards can be included. And not just the trophies, how about a rare skin for that particular character when you play on a higher difficulty? Like an ultimate difficulty, they have very hard in this game, but you can unlock the Quickster when you play and complete it as SpongeBob. You can play it multiple times with that certain character to unlock that particular skin. They can also do an item shop if they want, but I wanted to really upgrade this mode so it's rewarding and it has even more play value and replay value. So that player will be able to get skins like the Quickster skin if they can. Just with different skins with these characters with their favorites, you can rock these different Ninja Turtle skins or something like that for your favorite character. Whoever your main is, they can really be able to expand. Get some different skins to be able to be unlockable when you play this different mode for this story mode. So a little bit of a plot that I came up with. I don't know if anybody remember him. Anybody remember Face from Nick Jr.? And he's like, brr, brr, brr. But he's gonna take on a whole new leaf. He's gonna be completely different. He's not so nice and family. Well, I was gonna say nice and friendly, at least. You know, happy-go-lucky and stuff like that. This is gonna be a different entity. This is gonna be an evil Face as the main antagonist, who's gonna be pulling the strings. And if you guys don't know who Face was, he was the original mascot of Nick Jr. See how they can do something like this? And I even put him in, just try to give him like an evil face with red eyes and stuff, just make him evil looking. But he's going to be the main antagonist who's in control as the final boss that you can battle with more than as co-op. You can battle him by yourself and more. But Face was the original mascot of Nick Jr. And in this particular story mode, he can go rogue and just be giving orders to those under his control. So characters like, going back to the SpongeBob universe, you got Plankton with Karen, Manray, and Vlad Plasmius, Vexus or Queen Vexus from My Life as a Teenage Robot, trying to get involved and jumping up in there. And then they're going to be inspired by this evil Face or this evil entity of him to become emperors and rulers of their worlds or their realms. And they're going to help one another achieve that goal and going by everything that he says. So this evil Face or this evil entity version of him is going to be able to take control, and he's going to be working together with these other villains from these different realms to be able to help them take control of their worlds. It's not going to be just Bikini Bottom. It's not going to be the streets of New York. It's not going to be just Tremorton and just everything. They can get the Fire Nation involved. They're gonna get the Fire Nation involved. They're gonna need everything they got. It almost sounds like I would like this to be some kind of. It makes me think of like all the Avengers for the Endgame, Avengers Endgame, when they needed everybody to take this big guy down with Thanos. How strong he was, even without the Infinity Stones. That was insane. So I wanted something similar to that, or they'll need everything that they got. They'll need each other to bring all of these guys down. Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents, you see what I'm saying? The evil Crimson Chin can get involved. Just different villains from each different realm and from their worlds to help each other achieve the goal of taking everything over. So each realm is going to have a series of villains of shows as separate fights. So just a little list I came up with. So with SpongeBob Universe, I said Plankton with Karen, Man Ray, the Dirty Bubble, and then the big guy. Anybody remember Dennis the Hitman? Let's get this guy in here. Let's get Dennis the Hitman in this game. He's a big guy, and he doesn't show any mercy in SpongeBob, if y'all remember him. He got a little cowboy outfit and just some shades. He a big guy, so he can be involved too, for like a little boss that you go against. Cat Dog's universe, I selected the Greasers. Danny Phantom's universe, I selected Vlad Plasmius, Ember, Spectra, Johnny 13 with Ghost, or Johnny 13 with Shadow, that he always commands. Shadow, just from the shows, if y'all remember him from watching Danny Phantom. Johnny 13 with Shadow. Evil Danny Phantom can get up in here. Skulker, you see what I'm getting at? These guys can do something. And then let's go to the Ninja Turtles universe, and going back to the streets of New York. You can get Bebop and Rocksteady. Somebody said, some other people said, well, they were supposed to originally be in the game. You can put them in the story mode for a boss fight and part of this mode. Bebop and Rocksteady. You can get Dr. Stockman. You can get Crane. And then you can just give Shredder an evolution. Super Shredder. Let's get him upgraded. Give him a brand new look exclusively to this special mode. So I stopped it right there. I didn't want to just keep on expanding from the different worlds. But they can do so much more. See what I was just saying? And then I could have just added just the Avatar. The Avatar The Last Airbender. You can get the Fire Nation involved with Azula, Zuko, and so many others in company. Ozai. And all the other characters that everybody watch. With some of these characters, it doesn't matter who you like the most from the Fire Nation. They can still get involved to be a potential fight. So this could be a nice, lengthy single player. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not just single player, but you can play locally, couch co-op. You can play it online, so it also beefs up the single player activity and the online experience. So people are getting online to be able to play with each other. You see what I'm saying? But then when you come out with crossplay, this is going to be perfect because you'll be able to play it with other people on different platforms, from the Nintendo Switch, the PC, the Xbox, or the PlayStation, wherever you choose to prefer as your platform for this particular mode. So this is just my idea, just to expand for this game. I can go on and on, but the Dark Order or Nicktoons Takeover, it'll be perfect. It's a nice game mode. It's better than just talking about it for just a few minutes. I wanted to really try to expand and bring out something different for this game, that they can really try to bring players together to play. The Nicktoons can work together to try to take on all these guys and girls and villains together in scenarios and boss fights, and just get rewarded for playing. You're not just playing the game, it's just a new mode. You're going to actually be able to get rewards and skins and more. They can really expand. They have a lot of potential still left in the tank for this game. So it's up to them to try to implement these ideas, so we're not limited to the same thing over and over. This is something different. That's why I came up with something brand new for this game mode, for a story mode, a single player. It's not a single player, just limited to that. You can play with more than one friend. See what I'm saying? For 1 to 4 player co-op, or maybe 2 players max for a duo. to duo it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that they can do with this mode. I think this will really be a hit for this game if they do something like this. Even if it's not called the Dark Order, even if it's not called the Nicktoons Takeover, if it is a story single player experience with some rewards, people are gonna want to play this game and check it out. And I spiced it up a little bit because even though with the whole purpose, which is a good point, we're still missing DLC characters. Why not put them in this mode as special playable characters exclusively to the mode, so that player is still getting that nostalgia for their favorite characters. They'll be playing it over and over. It's gonna have replay value because of the achievements. It's gonna have replay value because of the rewards, the skins, and the different things that you can unlock. Let's get beyond just one skin. Let's get beyond just one costume. Start expanding and involving the game even more with this kind of mode. So I just wanted to come out with this today, something different. And I'm curious to see what you guys think of these ideas. Sure, there's missing characters, but I wanted to make it a little bit different by expanding to make them exclusive, special playable characters, to make that mode valuable. With Donatello and Raphael, it doesn't matter who's your favorite turtle, you can still be able to play with some of these characters, but you'll be able to select them and pick them, and they'll have different scenarios. So they'll be able to talk to each other or have their different dialogues and cutscenes if they can implement this. So it's just something more to really bring this other platform fighter to life, to bring more life into it, to give it another extra spark. Instead of just coming out with a character and then just being stuck with the same thing, you would be able to play these different modes. So let me know what y'all think. I had so much fun putting this together. So I could have went on and on and on with the different universes, but this brand new story mode, I think it'll definitely help the game.